Welcome back to my channel, where we uncover the truths TLC never aired and the lies that tore the Brown family apart. The camera zooms in on Robyn's trembling hands as the courtroom clerk's voice echoes through the tense air. Defendant Robyn Brown is hereby removed from the Flagstaff property. Effective immediately. Gasps ripple through the room. Silence follows, heavy, suffocating, until the chaos begins. Robyn's face goes pale. The papers in her hands flutter like broken wings. But Kody? He doesn't flinch. He just stares, his eyes cold, distant, like she's a stranger. After nearly 2 decades of loyalty, secrecy, and spiritual marriage, Kody didn't just walk away. He erased her. And now the courtroom wants answers. What did Robyn know? What did she cover up? And why did Kody wait until now to destroy the woman he once called his soulmate? 3 weeks earlier. 3 weeks before this courtroom bombshell, Robyn was still living in that quiet Flagstaff house, wrapped in her soft gray robe, the one Kody used to say made her look peaceful. She believed that. Maybe she needed to believe that. Because when Kody stopped touching her shoulder in the kitchen, when he started spending nights in the den until 3 a.m. pretending to read legal files, she told herself it was stress, TLC stress, Christine stress, anything but the truth. But the truth doesn't knock softly. It crashes in. Her phone rang that morning, Christine's voice calm but sharp. "Robyn," she said, "you might want to check your mailbox. You've been named in a court case. And I've just been subpoenaed." Then the line went dead. Barefoot, Robyn stepped into the melting snow and opened the mailbox. Inside, a thick envelope, no return address. 3 documents. A court summons for property and financial mismanagement. A subpoena listing her as a co-financial partner. And one final, devastating page, Kody's signature. This action removes Robyn Brown from any claim to shared real estate assets under Flagstaff deed filings 4A to 4E. She sank onto the porch steps. How do you fight a war when the person beside you has already fired the first shot? The confrontation. That night, Kody came home humming. Yes, humming like nothing had changed. Robyn just watched. The moment his keys hit the counter, they didn't land in the usual bowl. They clinked against a yellow envelope she'd placed there hours ago. He froze. "You opened it," he said. "Not a question." "You filed against me," she whispered. "I filed to protect what's mine," he replied coldly. "I knew you'd take their side eventually." Their side. That phrase burned. After everything, she was just one of them. The second envelope. Days later, Robyn found another document hidden deep inside Kody's desk. This one had a lawyer's seal. Inside, a quiet asset transfer. Kody had moved half the Flagstaff home's value into a personal trust, one that didn't list Robyn anywhere. The only names were his and a mysterious secondary agent labeled TAB. She didn't recognize the initials, but her gut twisted. Kody never did anything without reason. If it was hidden, it was dangerous. Calls to the lawyer went unanswered. So Robyn drove to Mary's. The last time she'd stood on that doorstep, there were cameras, fake smiles, and stiff hugs. This time, just silence. Mary opened the door slowly. "What do you want?" "You're listed in the discovery motion," Robyn said. "So am I," Mary replied flatly, "and I filed a witness statement." Robyn's throat tightened. "You what?" "I gave them the emails," Mary said. "The ones Kody sent to TLC about cutting your screen time, about keeping the focus on him." Robyn's face drained of color. She remembered those emails. She told him not to send them. He did it anyway. Now the paper trail made her look like an accomplice. "You weren't protecting him, Robyn," Mary said sharply. "You were helping him. Don't pretend you didn't know." The cafe meeting. The next day, Christine called. They met in a small cafe. No lights, no makeup, no TLC crew. Christine slid a photograph across the table. It was a wire transfer. $32,000 from Robyn's old joint account to a company called Safe Haven Realty. "That's not me," Robyn stammered. "It's your name," Christine said. "And that account you claimed was closed?" Kody rerouted it. "We have proof." Robyn's heart sank. "Where did you get this?" "Janelle's lawyer," Christine said. "He subpoenaed Kody's financials. And trust me, this is just the beginning." The discovery. That night, Robyn tore through Kody's files, emails, tax records, drafts, hidden in a folder titled Montana Retreat 2021. She found it, statements with her name as co-signer on properties she'd never even seen. deposits that never reached child support accounts, and one unsent draft from Kody's email. If she turns on me, I'll make it clear she knew. She signed. The court will believe me. That was his plan. Not to protect her, but to use her. Robyn finally saw the truth. She was never the favorite wife. She was the final shield. And now that shield was cracked beyond repair. The final night. She stood in the living room watching him sleep. For a long moment, she said nothing. Then quietly she asked, "Did you ever love me?" Kody opened one eye. "You were the last piece of the puzzle," he said, "until you started asking questions." Robyn turned away, grabbed her purse, and walked out, for the last time. The courtroom. 3 days later, 72 hours before everything changed, Robyn arrived at court. No makeup. No smile, no mask. Just a woman walking into battle without armor. Kody was already there, calm, cold, untouched. The judge's voice cut through the tension. Case number 23-90112, Brown versus Brown. Financial clarity and custodial reassessment. Robyn clenched her jaw. The bailiff began distributing files. Exhibit A, property transfers. Moved from joint to private trust. Exhibit B, flagged wire transfer under Robyn Brown's name. And as the courtroom fell silent, Kody leaned back, the same cold smirk spreading across his face, as if this was exactly how he planned it all along. The courtroom fell into absolute stillness as the clerk projected the record on the screen. $32,000, transferred from a dormant joint account to an LLC named Safe Haven Realty. Robyn's stomach dropped. It was the same name Christine had shown her weeks earlier in that grainy cafe photo, the one Robyn refused to believe was real. The judge adjusted his glasses, eyes narrowing. "Mrs. Brown, were you aware of this transaction?" Robyn stared at the paper as if the ink itself might disappear if she just blinked hard enough. "I was not," she whispered, voice trembling but steady enough to hold her dignity. Across the aisle, Kody didn't flinch. Not even a twitch. The prosecutor rose, voice firm, deliberate. "Your Honor, we contend this wire transfer was not a clerical error. It was orchestrated by Mr. Brown, using Mrs. Brown's name, to conceal marital assets during ongoing child support and consolidation disputes. The LLC in question traces back to a holding group in Utah under the initials TAB. For the first time that day, Kody's mask cracked. A subtle, involuntary flinch, gone in a heartbeat, but Robyn saw it. Christine saw it, and from the back of the gallery, Janelle saw it too, sitting there like a loaded gun with her hand on the trigger, waiting for her moment. The judge leaned forward. "Mr. Brown, can you confirm the identity behind these initials?" "TAB?" Kody's attorney shot up like lightning. "Objection, Your Honor. The LLC structure is private, protected under holding laws." "Overruled," the judge barked. "We are dealing with potential concealment of marital assets. Transparency is required in this courtroom." Kody exhaled, sharp, annoyed, like a teenager caught sneaking out past curfew. "It's a trust name," he muttered. "It's not relevant." But Robyn's hands started to tremble. Somewhere deep in her memory, something clicked. A scrap of paper. A folded sticky note from years ago, tucked under a family budget sheet. A word scribbled in Kody's handwriting, tab, followed by a phone number. She'd asked him about it back then. He'd laughed, that same hollow laugh he used when lying, and said, "Just an old fallback, Robyn. Don't worry about it." Fallback. That word hit her like a cold blade. The prosecutor continued, flipping to the next page. "In addition to this transfer, Your Honor, we've uncovered altered property ownership records, showing Mrs. Brown was removed from the Flagstaff home title without notification. Furthermore, Mr. Brown transferred custodial leverage to himself." Robyn blinked, confused. "Custodial leverage? What are you talking about?" Christine leaned forward in the gallery and whispered, just loud enough for Robyn to hear. "He filed to become the primary parent of Solomon and Ariella." The color drained from Robyn's face. Kody hadn't just pushed her out of the marriage. He was preparing to take her children too. The room started to spin. The judge flipped to the next section of the file. "We have a third exhibit," he said. "A sealed envelope submitted by the minor children through the court liaison. The defense filed a motion to suppress, but I am inclined to open the record." Kody bolted upright. "They're kids. Their letters shouldn't count. Sit down, Mr. Brown." The judge snapped. "Your family isn't a reality show anymore. It's a legal dispute, and your children's voices matter here." Robyn's breath caught. The bailiff opened the envelope, unfolded the note, and began to read. She recognized the handwriting instantly. Ariella's uneven loops, Solomon's blue ink pen. The letter was short. I don't like when Mommy cries all night and locks her door. I don't like when Daddy says bad things about her in the hallway. I want everyone to stop fighting. I miss Garrison. The courtroom froze. Christine's eyes welled up. Janelle covered her mouth. And for the first time all day, Kody's expression cracked. Not from guilt, but from fear. When a child says, I miss Garrison, the entire courtroom remembers the one voice that will never testify again. The prosecutor took a slow breath before continuing. Your Honor, we believe the emotional trauma described by these minors stems directly from deliberate manipulation, financial, emotional, and environmental, orchestrated by Mr. Brown, while Mrs. Brown was kept isolated and unaware. That's not true, Kody shouted. She knew everything! Bang! The judge slammed his gavel. One more outburst and you'll be escorted out, Mr. Brown. The courtroom was collapsing around him now, not just legally, but publicly. His empire, his image, his control, unraveling before the same women he spent years silencing. Christine stood, voice steady. Your Honor, we'd like to introduce Exhibit D, a sealed folder provided by Janelle Brown. All eyes turned. Janelle rose slowly, walked to the front, and placed a brown file gently on the judge's desk. She didn't look at Kody. She didn't look at Robyn. These, she said, are estate planning documents from 2019. They show that Robyn's name was removed from inheritance designations long before this case began. Mr. Brown forged my signature on those updates. I didn't discover it until last month. A ripple of shock moved through the courtroom. Forgery, a sealed estate, and a favorite wife who'd already been erased years before she realized it. The judge flipped through the folder in silence, then looked up sharply. Forgery is a criminal offense, Mr. Brown. Kody's mouth went dry. Robyn sat frozen, her mind unraveling faster than her breath could catch. This wasn't a single act of betrayal. It was years of planning, quiet, patient, deliberate. The prosecutor turned to Robyn one last time. Mrs. Brown, do you still believe your husband protected your interests? Robyn's eyes filled with tears, but she didn't cry. Not this time. No, she whispered. He protected his legacy and erased me from it. The entire courtroom fell silent until a voice broke through the stillness from the gallery. Mary stood. No microphone. No hesitation. He erased all of us. The judge exhaled heavily. Court is in recess. Kody stormed out first. Christine reached over and grabbed Robyn's wrist, whispering sharply, You saw his face when TAB came up. Robyn nodded, barely breathing. Christine leaned in close, her voice cold as ice. It's not a company, Robyn, it's a name. It's not a company, Robyn, it's a name. Today, everything changes. The truth about Kody Brown's secret isn't buried in documents or land deeds. It's walking, breathing, and dangerously close to blowing everything apart. It's a person, Janelle says quietly. Track the money, that's where the fire's coming next. For weeks, whispers circled the courthouse. Sealed files, missing signatures, offshore transfers. But no one expected the real secret to have a heartbeat. Outside, cameras begin to gather. The air hums with electricity. TLC remains silent, and for once, even their PR team doesn't know what's about to hit them. Janelle steps closer to Robyn and slides a folded slip of paper into her trembling hand. One name, one address. Teresa Brown. Robyn stares. Her lips part, her mind spinning. TAB, she murmurs. Christine leans in. Who is she? His cousin? His ex? Some accountant? But Robyn doesn't answer. She can't, because she already knows. Teresa Brown, the woman who managed Kody's speaking events before SisterWives ever aired. The woman who went silent after season 1. The woman who used to call the old landline every few months, and Kody would always take those calls behind a locked door. He said it was just business. But business doesn't get co-signing power on real estate. Business doesn't show up in hidden trusts. Robyn exhales, voice trembling. We need to find her. Christine nods, her expression turning steel cold. Behind them, Kody stands frozen beside his black SUV, face pale, jaw locked. He isn't moving, because he knows the truth is no longer contained. His last secret just got a name. But what Robyn doesn't know is that Teresa Brown is already on her way to the courthouse, and what she's carrying will dismantle the empire Kody spent decades building. That night, Snow falls like ash. The storm that ends everything doesn't begin in the courtroom. It begins in silence, outside a house that once echoed with laughter and small footsteps. The porch light flickers in the wind. The door creaks open. Garrison Brown steps inside the storm, jaw tight, eyes heavy. He's not here to fight. He's here to face a man who stopped being his father long before this night. Behind the curtain, Robyn watches, heart pounding. She remembers this night like a scar that never healed. Not because of Garrison, but because of Kody's rage. The kind of rage that could turn a conversation into a battlefield. A firm knock. Not angry, just determined. "Kody!" Robyn calls down the hall, her voice breaking. He's here. At the dining table, Kody doesn't even look up. Papers are spread before him. The early draft of a financial restructure plan that would later become his weapon. He flips another page. His jaw tightens. "Tell him it's not a good time." Robyn hesitates. "It's your son." The word son lands heavy, like it no longer means family, just obligation. Kody finally rises. Slowly. Controlled. He walks to the door and opens it just enough to be seen, not enough to invite warmth in. Cold air floods the doorway. "Dad," Garrison says softly, "we need to talk." Kody's eyes harden. "You chose sides." "I chose honesty," Garrison replies. The silence between them is so sharp it feels like it could cut glass. "You're not coming in," Kody says. "Not if you're here to attack me." "I'm not here to attack you," Garrison says. "I'm here because you shut us out. Because you picked favorites. Because you stopped being our dad and started being a show." Robyn steps forward, tears in her eyes. "Kody, let him inside, please." But Kody steps in front of her, blocking the view, blocking the boy who only wanted to be heard. "You listen to me," Kody growls. "I gave this family everything." "Every dollar, every plan." Garrison cuts him off, voice quiet but brutal. "You gave Robyn everything. Not us." The air freezes. Then, slam. Kody shuts the door with a violence that shakes the house. Not in anger, but in finality. A line drawn. A son erased. Robyn jumps at the sound. The echo will follow her for years. The sound of a father slamming love out of his life. Sometimes the cruelest betrayals are the ones we justify as necessary. Back in the courtroom, present day. The prosecution presents their next exhibit. A scanned letter, handwritten, shaky, signed simply, Garrison. The air thickens. Christine presses a trembling hand to her mouth. Robyn grips her chair until her knuckles turn white. Even the cameras outside seem to sense it, and something irreversible is about to happen. The prosecutor reads aloud, "I don't want to hate you. You're my dad. But you built walls and called them boundaries. You let one part of the family become the only family. We weren't divided by distance. You divided us with excuses." A tear slips down Christine's cheek. Janelle lowers her head. "I tried to talk to you. I tried to forgive you. But you shut the door. You didn't just shut me out. You shut out the chance to fix this. If anything ever happens to me, I want this written somewhere. Not because I blame you, but because I hope one day you understand how much love you pushed away." The courtroom is silent. You could hear hearts breaking. The prosecutor folds the letter with care and places it on the judge's bench, as if it's holy. Kody stares at the paper, face unreadable. Then, with a trembling voice, he says, "He didn't understand the pressure I was under. I was trying to protect our family." Janelle snaps. "You tried to protect your ego." The gavel slams. "Order." But emotion doesn't obey. Robyn's chest rises and falls, shallow, desperate. Garrison's words hang in the air like smoke that refuses to clear. Then the prosecutor turns. "Mrs. Brown, please take the stand." For the first time, Robyn looks terrified. Not of the law, not of the cameras, but of the truth. She walks slowly to the stand. Her voice trembles as she swears in. "Mrs. Brown," the prosecutor begins gently, "do you remember the night Garrison came to your house?" Robyn exhales shakily. "Yes. Did you want him to come inside?" Her eyes glisten. "Yes." "What stopped him?" Her gaze slides toward Kody. He doesn't look back. Kody wouldn't open the door. A stunned silence. "What did he say to you afterward?" Robyn swallows hard. "He said he made his bed. Let him lie in it." The prosecutor's voice softens. "And you agreed with him?" Robyn blinks back tears. Her voice breaks. "I thought I had to." Breaks. "I thought I had to." This is the moment the illusion shatters. The moment the courtroom stops being about money, property, or fame, and turns into something far darker. Truth. A pause. A dangerous pause. Robyn's voice trembles, caught between confession and collapse. "I didn't know what to do," she says. I thought he was protecting us." Across the aisle, Christine whispers under her breath, just loud enough for the cameras to catch it. "We weren't the ones who needed protecting." Robyn's eyes glisten. Her hands twist together on the stand. "That night," she continues, "I told myself Garrison was just angry, that he didn't understand, that we were trying our best." She closes her eyes, voice breaking like thin glass. But deep down, I knew something was breaking, and I didn't fight hard enough to stop it. The prosecutor watches her carefully. "Did you ever believe Kody would turn on you?" Robyn's gaze drops. "No," she whispers. "I never believed that." When her eyes lift again, they find Kody's, and in that split second, the courtroom goes still. It's not love. It's not anger. It's recognition. "I know now," she says softly, "that he already planned to." Her voice cracks, fragile but defiant. Loyalty doesn't break in one moment. It erodes slowly in the silences where truth should live. Then the door to the courtroom opens. A murmur ripples through the gallery. A woman steps in, quiet, composed, a folder tucked beneath her arm. The court attendant leans toward the judge, whispering something that changes the air in the room. The judge nods solemnly. This hearing will recess for 15 minutes. Court acknowledges the arrival of witness Teresa Brown. Every head turns. Even Kody stops breathing, not in shock but in dread. Robyn's heart clenches. She recognizes that face instantly, calm, collected, but dangerous in its certainty. Memories crash through her mind. The late-night phone calls, the soft laughter from behind closed doors, the hesitation in Kody's voice when she'd ask who it was. And then, that laugh. That same warm, private laugh he only reserved for someone he trusted enough to betray her with. Teresa takes a seat quietly at the back. She doesn't look at Robyn. She doesn't have to. Her eyes lock on Kody. And for the first time all day, he looks afraid. Outside, chaos erupts. Reporters swarm like vultures. Cameras flash. Microphones push forward. Is Robyn testifying against Kody? Who is Teresa Brown? Was there another family? Another financial partner? Did the kids write letters against their father? Robyn leans against a marble column, trembling. The weight of it all finally settles in her bones. Christine walks up, her expression softer than it's been in years. "You did the right thing," she says quietly. Robyn shakes her head. "No, I waited too long." Christine pauses, her voice fragile, almost breaking. "Sometimes we don't see the damage until we're standing in the ruins." Robyn's eyes fill with tears. Do you think they'll ever forgive us?" Christine looks away, eyes wet. Some wounds don't heal, Robyn. They just stop bleeding. The courthouse doors open again. Janelle rushes toward them, breathless. "Teresa brought documents," she says. Christine stiffens. "What kind of documents?" Janelle's voice drops to a whisper. "Financial communications. A full ledger." Robyn's heart slams against her ribs. Why would she turn on him? Janelle sighs, weary. "Same reason we did. Eventually, he does to them what he did to us." They turn toward the steps. Teresa stands there, alone, poised, unflinching. She doesn't look like revenge. She looks like justice wearing a calm face. Robyn approaches her slowly. "Why now?" Teresa's voice is quiet but sharp enough to cut through the winter air. "Because he thought I'd stay silent. He always thinks we'll stay silent." Robyn swallows hard. "And the trust? The initials? The money? Was it for you?" Teresa hesitates, her composure cracking just slightly. "No," she whispers. "It was for our daughter." The world seems to stop. Silence falls, heavy, suffocating, endless. Christine gasps. Janelle's jaw drops. Robyn takes a step back like she's been struck. Kody didn't just betray her heart. He built another life. Another loyalty. Another legacy. Every secret eventually demands light, and this one arrives like thunder. Inside, the bailiff calls out, "All rise!" Teresa walks past them into the courtroom. Robyn's world fractures, not from shock, but from clarity. Because betrayal doesn't end when the truth arrives, and it begins there. The courtroom doesn't feel like justice anymore. It feels like a funeral. A distorted echo of what used to be a family built on love, now buried under ledgers, wire transfers, secret trusts, and children who no longer recognize the people who raised them. Robyn's hands tremble again. Not because of the money, not even because of Teresa, but because she knows what's next. The letters. The judge clears his throat and leans forward. We will now review exhibits E, F, and G, he announces gravely. Letters from the minor children of the marriage, Solomon Brown, Ariella Brown, and Dayton Jessup. Robyn exhales, slow, broken. Because when those letters are read, there will be no more pretending, no more protection, and no more illusion that what Kody and Robyn built was ever a home. It was a fortress of control, and now, the walls are finally coming down. The walls are finally coming down. The courtroom is frozen. Kody stiffens. Robyn closes her eyes. Christine bows her head. The bailiff opens the sealed folder. Paper slides against paper. Soft, fragile, yet loaded with weight. The first letter is Solomon's. 13. Old enough to understand betrayal. Young enough to still hope. Dear Judge, I don't know what's happening between my parents. I just want it to stop. Dad says Mom cries too much. Mom says Dad doesn't come home anymore. I sleep with my headphones now so I don't hear the fights. I miss Hunter and Garrison. I don't know what we did wrong. I just want to feel like we're one family again. Silence. Robyn bites her lips until they bleed. Kody blinks, red-eyed, but tears refuse to come. When children apologize for the chaos adults create, the courtroom already knows where the blame lies. Christine wipes her face. Janelle stares at Kody like he's a stranger. The second letter, Ariella's, 9 years old. I want Mommy to be happy. She used to sing in the mornings, but now she stays in her room. Daddy says she's dramatic, but when I ask her to come play, she hugs me too long and says she's sorry. I don't want her to be sorry. I want her to be happy. Can you make her happy again? Robyn can't hold it. The sob escapes her throat, uncontrollable. The courtroom watches, not in judgment, but in sorrow. Even the judge lowers his head. Kody leans back, face blank, jaw tight, ice where guilt should live. Dangerous, deadly. The final letter, Dayton. Technically an adult, but he wanted his voice heard. My name is Dayton. I was adopted into this family as a teenager. Kody Brown called himself my father, but never earned that title. He used my trauma as a shield, my loyalty as leverage. I watched him make Robyn choose him over all of us and destroy her in the process. I still love my mother, but she allowed herself to become a weapon. When she realized she wasn't the only one, it was too late. Please, Judge, give the children peace and hold Kody accountable. The courtroom doesn't move. Breath is caught in everyone's chest. Then the judge speaks. Let the letters be entered into the official record. Kody finally moves, angry, shaking. This is character assassination, he shouts. These are emotional letters. You're letting kids decide custody. The judge glares. Sit down, Mr. Brown. Kody doesn't. He points at Robyn. You knew. You let them turn against me. I didn't, Robyn says, trembling. You did that yourself. Christine mutters softly. Here we go. You think this is justice? You think dragging my family through court is fair? Kody's voice rises. Do you know what it's like to carry the burden of 5 wives, 18 kids, cameras, production deadlines? You chose all of it, Janelle interrupts. You all walked away, Kody snaps. Christine leans forward, calm but firm. Sometimes the only thing louder than courtroom silence is the truth that finally gets said out loud. The judge bangs the gavel. Enough. The tension doesn't fade. Teresa walks toward the witness stand, folder in hand. Robyn's stomach drops. Kody stiffens. Christine leans over, whispering to Janelle. This is the kill shot. Teresa swears in, calm, firm. Your Honor, I managed Mr. Brown's personal appearance bookings from 2010 to 2014, later consulting privately in 2018. In 2019, I was granted beneficiary rights to a trust labeled Safe Haven under my initials, TAB. The judge nods. And were you aware your trust name was being used in ongoing marital financial filings? Teresa glances at Kody. Yes, he said it would remain confidential for future security. Was there a child involved? She pauses, breathes. I have a 10-year-old daughter. Her paternity has never been publicly discussed. But yes, Kody Brown is her biological father. Gasps. Cameras flash. Robyn covers her mouth. Christine whispers, "I knew it." Janelle leans forward, stunned. Teresa continues, quiet but sharp. "I stayed silent because I believed his plan. He said Robyn would always be protected, that he was building something for all of us." Kody stares at the floor, absorbing it. No denial, no words. So this trust, the one that removed Mrs. Brown from asset claims, was being used to shelter funds for an unacknowledged child? "Yes, Your Honor." Christine turns to Robyn. "You were never the favorite, just the placeholder." Robyn's chest tightens. Vision blurs. Letters, trust, secret child, the courtroom, all unraveling. 15 years of deception laid bare. The judge calls a recess. People stand. The weight of truth hangs over the room like thick smoke. Christine approaches Robyn. "I know this hurts, but we can't protect him anymore." Robyn nods slowly. "I know. I just thought I had time." "You had years," Janelle says quietly. "We all did." Alone, Robyn pulls out the only thing she has left, a letter she wrote weeks ago addressed to the children. "I didn't see it. I was too scared. But I see you now. I was wrong. I let him convince me that love meant loyalty, even when it hurt you. I will spend the rest of my life trying to make that right." Inside the courtroom, the judge returns. Robyn is called back. Not as a witness, but as a mother, as a woman standing in her own truth. "I stood by Kody because I believed in him. Not just as a husband, but as a man who could hold a family together. I defended him when people walked away. I forgave him when he made decisions behind my back. I tried to believe the children were just confused, but sometimes the tighter you hold, the more damage you do." She unfolds her letter to the children, reading aloud. "I let love blind me. I let loyalty become silence. And in that silence, you were hurt. I see you now, and I'm so sorry." Then she drops the words that shatter Kody's control. "No one expected. I support the court's ruling to remove me from shared Flagstaff property. I no longer wish to contest it. I only ask that my children aren't used as weapons in a war I helped create." The courtroom rewrites itself in real time. Kody lifts his head, stunned. "What are you doing?" he hisses. "You already rewrote it," Robyn says, calm. "I'm just finally telling the truth." Christine exhales. Janelle allows a small smile. The judge finalizes. "This court finds in favor of the motion to remove Mrs. Robyn Brown from joint estate entitlement. Custodial rights for the minor. Children are to be shared pending family counseling evaluation. Mr. Kody Brown, you are ordered to disclose all assets related to the Tab Trust and comply fully with transparency." Kody's jaw clenches. "No," he breathes. "Yes," the judge replies. Outside, cameras flash. Headlines explode. Kody Brown faces sanctions in shocking courtroom battle. Robyn Brown steps down, cites emotional damage to children. Teresa Brown confirms secret child, trust fund exposed. The legacy of SisterWives will never be the same. Somewhere in a quiet hotel room, Robyn begins to write a new letter. Not to the court, not to Kody, but to herself. Because healing doesn't start in courtrooms. It starts when you finally tell the truth to the one person you've lied to the longest. Yourself.